today's demonstration, we're going to be talking about inclined planes. And so what an inclined plane is just a flat surface that's tilted at an angle. It's also known as a ramp. And so we're also going to be talking about some relevant definitions. And so first, position. So the position is just a place where an object is located. And an object's displacement is just the change in the object's position. So as an object goes from one location to the next, the change in locations, or the change in position, is known as an object's displacement. And so this relates to velocity. And so in general, velocity just describes how fast an object's position changes. But we're more concerned with the average velocity. And so an average velocity is just the total change in position over time. So it's given by displacement over time. And so we're going to be looking at that for inclined planes. And so in order to do that, we're going to be taking a ball and rolling it down a ramp. And so first we're going to take the ball, put it at the top of the ramp, and let it roll all the way down to the bottom. And so the change in position is the length of the board, which is also the displacement. And finally, we're going to be looking at how different angles of incline may affect average velocity. And so right here, I have the setup for it. And so I have a board right here. You can use cardboard, any type of board, any kind of flat surface will work. And I have it rested along a pile of books. And so if you want to change the angle to the horizontal, you're just going to change the height of the book stack. And so a higher stack of books will mean a greater angle to the horizontal. And so in order to do this, all I'm going to do is get a timer ready. I'm going to place the ball at the top of this board, and I'm going to let it roll all the way down to the bottom of this ramp. Alright, and so that length was around like 1.1, well actually the time that it took to get from the top of the ramp to the bottom of the ramp was 1.1 seconds. And the angle of incline was around 10 degrees. And finally, the length of the board, I measured it already, was 84 centimeters or 0.84 meters. So I'll just get the ball. So at an angle of 10 degrees, it took 1.1 seconds for it to roll down the ramp. So now we're going to make the stack of books taller. And so all right, and so we increased the height of the books, and now it's at an angle of around 25 degrees. And so now we're going to see how long it takes to go from the top to the bottom of the ramp. Alright, so that was around 0.8 seconds. And so now we're going to see how to calculate the average velocity from these numbers. And so right here, we have the average velocity for the two trials. And so in order to do it, you just take the displacement over the time. And so the displacement was just the length of the board, and so that was 0.84 meters, and divided by the time. And so for the 10-degree angle, it took 1.1 seconds for it to roll from top to bottom. And so 0.84 divided by 1.1 was 0.76 meters per second down the ramp. And then for the 25-degree angle, also velocity, the average velocity is the displacement over time. So 0.84 meters divided by 0.80 seconds was how long it took to go from top to bottom. And that was 1.05 meters per second down the ramp. And so I encourage you all to try this at home and try this with different angles and see how that affects the average velocity. Thank you.